So today, I'm just swinging the shop real quick to do some renovations on my electric motorcycle, or bicycle. Ever since I added the extra battery, it's a little bit top heavy, so it would tip over pretty easy, which would dislodge the batteries and could cause all kinds of problems. So I got it in here, I added a little foot onto the kickstand, then relocated the kickstand so it's a little more stable. So that was a major job for today. I do have a couple things though. We're going to be leaving on vacation here in 2 days, going out to the trike rally in South Dakota. So we're kind of getting everything packed up right now. I'm taking my little mini trailer, and it looks like we're going to get everything we need in the trailer except for personal items and stuff that you have to get at throughout the whole day. And that'll go in the bike, but we're going to have basically nothing in the bike. It'll all be in the little trailer. So that's going to work out pretty nice. And I'm going to do a little video on how I pack that and how efficient it really is to just have a tiny trailer. It really helps quite a bit. I do have an announcement though for changes for the next year. I'll be getting back into production here probably October. When the weather starts to turn sour, I'll probably go back to work, and I've got bikes lined up already. But I just had 2 trikes delivered to customers, one in, I think, in Las Vegas, and the other one, I think, went to Texas. I'm not real sure. Those were supposed to be picked up in April, and they just got delivered. And they were picked up in June, I think, is when they actually picked them up. Transport, for me, there's been shortages of everything. Things are just hard to get. I did real well because I use parts that are not really in high demand. They're kind of specialty products, and they're readily available from the vendors that I've been dealing with. And I ordered enough materials to last me all last winter. So I never did have a problem with material shortage, although I do order everything 2 weeks in advance, where I used to be able to do it a couple days in advance. But the shipping is just horrible. Anything that has to do with trucking is just a disaster right now. And they're having trouble, like everybody else. They can't get anybody to drive trucks. So their fleets are down to bare nothing. So what I'm going to have to do in the future here, because I don't want to be associated with the issues with shipping, and it reflects on me. So going forward, it's going to be required that either the owners bring me their bikes to convert and then pick them up, or they have to handle the shipping. And it's really the only way I'm going to be able to do it. Last year, or in 2020, I had purchased a Roadman camper trailer for my motorcycle. And I got that mainly because it's a trailer that can be a camper. Unlike the ones that are campers, which are basically just campers, this one I can actually take everything out of it and put our golf clubs in it and whatever we want, and we could take it out on a golf trip or something like that. So I really wanted that one especially. I waited 9 months for it, and I paid for it in advance. I got the last one the guy built because he couldn't get parts. And he was so frustrated that he just closed up the business. It was actually kind of a sideline business for him anyway. But he said, it just isn't worth the trouble. He couldn't get axles, he couldn't get canvas. So he just folded up. And I think a lot of companies did that. And, so you have to kind of make adjustments. So the adjustment I'm making right now is I'm no longer going to be doing transport. The other thing I'm not going to do anymore is the little wink lights I put in the front. I'm not going to be doing those anymore. Pretty much 50% of the lights I get fail. And I've never had trouble with the edge lighting or that, so I'm going to continue doing that, but the wink lights are a thing of the past. I just can't keep putting them in there and keep replacing them, and I never have charged anybody for replacements. If one burns out, I always send them a matching pair. And, I've just been sending out so many of them, and I'm just not going to be doing that anymore. If it's not a reliable product, I don't feel I should really be installing it. So the wink lights are history. And you know, the edge lighting, and if people want lighting on the valve covers on the gold wings, you know, I'll do that. Because I have some really good lights that are really bright and they're very reliable. So I'm going to continue doing that part, but you know, anything that is going to pose an issue is going to go away. So those are really the biggest changes for the next year. I don't really see a lot in the realm of price changes, especially on the gold wings. I'll probably keep the gold wings pretty much as they are. Some of the other bikes, I got some requests to do Victory Visions, and those are highly labor intensive builds. So I'm going to probably charge more for those than I was in the past. You kind of live and you learn, you know. You really get into, with the Victories, I have to relocate the battery. It's stuck in behind the front wheel, so I have to relocate it to the front, so there's the associated extension of wiring and that kind of thing I have to deal with. Plus the fabrication of the adapter frame and everything is a little bit non-standard, so you know, you got to charge enough to justify you know, the labor and the expertise that you put into the product. So unless something else comes up, that's pretty much the bulk of what's happening in the year 2023-24. Hopefully everything will get resolved as far as our shortages and labor problems and everything else. I'm pretty confident that's probably going to be resolved in the next couple of years. So let's cross our fingers. All right? Nice.